Everybody, I want you to grab one of these social studies readers and come find a spot in the floor. All right, put the markers down and grab it. Thank you.
How can I know if somebody
Layla, would you do me a favor? Can you look on that computer screen and see if you can see me? Okay. I always wait. On the floor in front of me, right here. On the floor, in the floor, however you need to get here. All right, everybody's on the floor, and everybody has one of these. Benaya, grab a book and come on over and join us, please. Oh, that was such a loud thing. Zoe and Hazel, you guys please come over here. And sorry, we're doing social studies.
Girls, please take care of the books. I should not hear them slamming down on the ground or slamming together. We need to take care of our things.
All right. I am. All right, everybody. Today, class, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. Our books can be closed for now. I will tell you what we should turn to when we are ready for it. That's a great idea if you have to. Yes, Wyatt. All right, everybody. I have brought something very special with me. I have brought this traveling trunk. And inside this traveling trunk, there's a world waiting to be learned about. Are we excited to see what's inside my traveling trunk today? Oh, I know. Everybody's so excited. Raise your hand around here if you've ever celebrated Thanksgiving with your friends or with your family.
I'm celebrating. This week I'm gonna go This week I'm gonna go on to Dallas, and then I'm gonna do like Oklahoma have Thanksgiving there on, and then I'm gonna go.
Willow's right. This week is Thanksgiving, and so probably some of you already know what's going to happen. Raise your hand. We'll have time to talk about Thanksgiving in a little bit. If you've ever celebrated another special holiday with your family or friends. Do you celebrate 4th of July? 4th of Christmas? Do you celebrate birthdays?
Yeah, I always do.
Okay, now everybody put your hands down and raise your hand if you ever have had a picnic with your family. Raise your hand if you've ever had a summertime barbecue where you cook outside and eat in your backyard. Raise your hand if your family likes to eat a special dessert together. It looks like all of you have done special things with your family. So today we're actually going to be doing some social studies. And in social studies, we're going to explore 3 ideas, okay? So we're going to be asking and answering these questions. What are traditions? And we're going to read about what traditions are in our book. And then we're going to have time to explore some of our classmates' special traditions.
Like me.
Yes. Then we're going to talk about how traditions change over time. We're going to talk about the very first Thanksgiving ever. And then we're going to talk about our own Thanksgivings. And then the last thing we're going to do is we are going to ask ourselves, how do other cultures around the world celebrate fall harvest?
So that means we'll do that stuff?
And so then we're going to watch a video about a Yam Festival in Africa.
But what about...
That That's in our first section. That's our first section. So we got a lot to do in order to get to this before specials. So that means everybody in the room is going to have to be extra helpful. Yep, that's going to be later. Okay, turn to page 159. And your page 159 is going to look like this. You were there, hold it up. Little friends behind you. 159. Can you help your neighbor if they have not gotten there yet? You're here. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Benaya. And Karen, as long as that is not distracting you when we are working, you can keep it here. If it becomes a distraction, I'm going to keep it here with me, okay? Here, you set it up here so you don't feel tempted. I got it. Okay. All right, everybody is there. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, I'm going to start reading for us, and then we're going to talk a little bit as we go through. Okay, just keep looking quietly, because it doesn't really require voices to listen to you, baby. Families do special things together. They may have done them for a long time. Some families have a picnic every 4th of July. Others may bake special foods on birthdays. What are some of the special things your family does? Willow.
Boxes for people that need stuff and we Christmas and spending our Christmas money on we spend it on other than we have real Christmas presents.
Oh, that's a great tradition. Did you guys hear Willow's tradition? They fill boxes for people in need, and instead of having a lot of presents under the tree, she gets 2, and then she gives everything else to other people who don't have things for Christmas.
Yeah, or just really poor and my brother gets 2 also.
And her brother gets 2 as well. Reed, I saw your hand go up next. What's a special thing your family does?
We go to our grandma's lake house to fireworks. And we
Ooh, that's always fun. And Jacob W., what's something your family does?
On 4th of July, I have a bike parade and we have fireworks.
Oh, there's lots of good 4th of
It's all
July.
at our park.
Really? All at your park? Is that like in your park near the school?
No.
No, a park near your neighborhood?
Yeah.
That's always fun. Bike parades are really fun on the 4th of July.
I already did that.
Okay, we're going to keep reading. Page 160. Follow along with me. Traditions are special ways of doing things.
I lost it.
Okay, just look quietly and I'll read while you look.
Is this the page?
Yep. Nope, you're on the, go to page 160.
It's
Okay, somebody is humming, and if that is you, your voice is so beautiful, but you're going to distract your friends from listening. Traditions are special ways of doing things. Some families have traditions. Traditions are special things families do on special days each year. They bring the community together. Many families watch fireworks on the 4th of July, and we heard from some of your friends that that's what they do. Some families hang stockings at Christmas, or Willow's family gives gifts to people who have need. And what does your family do that's special, Hazel?
every Christmas we make sugar cookies
let your surprise go. If it's in here, shh, it's in, keep your surprise special. Wyatt.
I celebrate on Christmas. I always do stockings and I make something new.
Do you like to make things at Christmas? Something new, like a new dish, like a new recipe, or like a new gifting thing? Emma, what is something your family does that's special? And not the one that's in here. I know you were telling me about something special you do for birthdays. A few days ago.
We celebrate whoever's birthday. Is it like some days before after their birthday, and we celebrate with my mom's family, and then after that my dad's.
So for your birthdays, you get 2 birthdays with family. One on your mom's family and one with your dad's family. That's really special. Okay, everybody, traditions are lots of different things. They can be things like special days. They can be food. They can be clothing, entertainment, activities, games, arts, decorations. But traditions are special things families do to come together and connect to our past. They give us a sense of belonging or being a part of a special group. And sometimes they are very old, and sometimes we make new traditions. I'm going to be on page 161. Traditions connect people to the past. Traditions connect people to their community's past. Thanksgiving reminds Americans of our history. Traditions connect people to their family's past. Your grandma makes special food on New Year's Day. Her mother has made that same food when she was little. How do you remember your family's past? Kieran, how do you remember your family's past? This is not how you celebrate a special? Yeah, how do you remember your family from years ago, like your grandma's and your...
I know. We celebrated Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. We didn't have turkey because we didn't have any turkeys around. But we did have cake. So we had cake.
That's awesome.
And we celebrated rainbows.
Okay, Layla, how do you remember your family's past? Hey everybody, if you could not hear Layla, clap your hands. That's right, nobody could hear Layla, could they? Except maybe Gage, who clapped his hands because I tricked you on that one, didn't I? Okay, if you cannot hear Layla, then you are not obeying rule number 3, which is respect others, respect yourself, respect our school. And we need to respect Layla. Okay, Layla, you have the floor. Kieran, we're going to let Layla talk now. Monkey bread. And have you done that for years with your grandma? Oh, with your whole family.
What is monkey bread?
Layla, do you want to tell them what monkey bread is?
I don't know monkey bread.
Do you want me to try and explain it?
If she doesn't
It's kind of like
banana bread.
cinnamon roll or caramel bread, and it looks like a big ring, and they're little teeny rolls,
I know.
and you can pull them apart. Is that right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they have nuts, and sometimes they don't, but they're always gooey, and delicious.
I don't like nuts.
I don't care if mine has nuts or if it doesn't. I like it both.
I don't like nuts.
Okay, we're going to read 162. Families celebrate special days in different ways. Traditions can bring families together on important days. On these days, families celebrate or do something fun. Some families celebrate birthdays with balloons. Some families sing a song. How does your family celebrate a birthday? Remy. That's okay. Jake, how does your family celebrate birthday?
I put streamers on our door.
That's in here. Maybe I shouldn't call on you because that's your special surprise, right? Okay, well wait, so that you can show people. Zoe.
My mom and dad say hide presents around the house, and then once I found two presents, and when I opened them, one was a watch and one was my iPod.
Oh my goodness.
iPad.
Okay, so the word celebrate means to do something special or memorable for an important event or occasion or holiday. And you can see that that word is blue in our book, so we know that celebrate is an important word. Traditions was an important word. One more page, and then we get to unlock the secrets of our chest here. Families celebrate different holidays. Traditions may be about holidays. Holidays are important celebrations. Some families celebrate the Chinese New Year by watching a parade. What special holidays can you name? Name a holiday, Hazel. Christmas. YF. Halloween. Gage. What was it? Fall. Fall? Fall's a good one. Benaya. Easter. Wyatt D.
I know one.
Okay, I just need one. What is yours that you're going to tell me that's special?
It is New Year.
New Year's. Maya.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Gosh. Thanksgiving. Okay. Now guess what, guys? It is time to unlock this special treasure chest. All right, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If I am talking, only I should be talking. If you are talking, only you should be talking. Because we have exactly 20 minutes to do all of our special treasures. And that means each of us get 1 minute to share. And that means we all have to be super respectful. And so, first, I'm going to show you some things that make up traditions. In here, and because I am the teacher, I brought 4 things to show you. Food is one thing that can be a special family tradition. These are called beer rocks. And beer rocks are little rolls that have cabbage and onion and meat and cheese inside. And they originally came from Russia, but they came to the United States with Mennonite people who moved to Kansas. And now, one of the only places you can find beer rocks in the world is here in Kansas. And so my family has made these for a long time, but you can go to restaurants in Kansas and get these sometimes too. My other family food is red velvet cake. And okay, everybody, we're going to have probably lots of connections. And if you guys feel connected to what I'm talking about, hold it up like this instead of talking. That way we can hear. And if you don't have to. But you may, with your friends, also feel connected, so we'll do this today instead of talking. So we have red velvet cake. And my great-grandmother was famous for her red velvet cake. And a lot of people put cream cheese frosting on red velvet, but we use powdered sugar frosting on our red velvet. And she was a school lunch lady, my great-grandma was, and she would make these for the kids at the school when they were in school when she was the lunch lady. And so that was what she did for special holidays. To celebrate my daughter's birthday every year, we take her picture and we make it on this little chart that says, the personality of Audrey. And so we take a picture of some of her favorite toys and things so that we can remember what she's like. And on my wall at my house, I have 12 of these already. And I'm going to do this every year until she graduates from high school. And not everybody's going to feel like they can pass their stuff around, okay? Because some of it's really old or breakable. But I'll let you guys pass these around and you guys can touch these and look at these things. Then, the other tradition I like to do is at holidays like Thanksgiving, my family uses cards to entertain ourselves. And we like to play rummy. And we like, okay, but be sure our mouths are closed if we're passing them around, okay? We like to play rummy or hand and foot, but sometimes we even play slapjack. So if you want to touch the cards, you can. And I have one more thing that represents a type of tradition. Clothing is a type of tradition. And this is a diamond necklace, but it's a special kind of diamond. It's an uncut diamond. So instead of being sparkly like Marie, it looks like a rock. And it's special to me because this is the necklace my mom wore when she got married. And it is the necklace I wore when I got married, and my daughter will wear it when she gets married.
That looks so cool.
Okay, so everybody, there's more treasures in my chest. All my treasures are gone, but there's more in here. So I'm going to...
I kind of want to take pictures because I know they're going to be kind of cool.
They are... Do you want me to have... well, Benaya's going to present one, so you could take pictures, or you could take pictures. Do you want to take pictures? Mrs. Atchison will take pictures, and she'll share them on Seesaw, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing that I came to in my treasure chest comes from Miss Maya's family. Maya, you have 1 minute to tell the group about your special treasure. You want to stand up, Maya, and come over here to the front? And I'm going to time you, and I'll ding the bell when your time's up. You can be done before that if you want.
Miss Gibbons. My is a Japanese tradition. Parents, grandparents, and live up well Christmas and small decorated envelopes and gave them to children and the family wearing the new year.
So yours is a Japanese tradition to celebrate the New Year?
Yes.
Oh, we can't wait to see what's inside there. Look at what Miss Maya's brought. And Maya, you do not have to pass it around, but if you want to, let me know. And she'll pass at least one of them around. She may pass a couple. Make sure that if people pass their things around, they come back to the front, okay? And you don't have to pass them all out if you don't want to. But if you want to, you can. Thank you, Kim. While she passes those out, Maya, that was an awesome tradition. Her family's from Japan, and they celebrate this because their Japanese traditions are very important to them. Thank you, Miss Maya. Okay, the next family tradition that I am finding in my box belongs to my friend Jacob W. Can you come tell us about your family tradition? 1 minute, Jacob, and I will ding the bell if you're going over. Be sure we're listening to our friends.
So I listened for
Polar Express at Christmas, is that your family's whole favorite movie?
Yeah.
Does everybody else like Polar Express? Give them a connection if you do.
I decorate my Christmas tree.
And if he's going to pass around special things, be sure to be careful, his friend.
Wow.
Oh, let me see it. Oh, so beautiful.
That's so big too. Yeah. I know.
Thank you, Jacob, for sharing. Christmas is special to your whole family, huh?
Question. Is that your baby on the picture? Yeah, my butter.
Thank you, Jacob. Okay, you can, if you want to leave it back here when your ornament comes back, I will make sure it gets put in there. All right. Next up, we're going to dig in my bag and see who else we have. The next one I found is this. This belongs to Reed. Reed, can you tell us about your family tradition?
Every single
Okay, guys, are you listening?
Every single close to December, we go to back home, take pictures with Santa.
Oh, so it's always the same Santa, Reed?
Can I take a part?
Yes, you may.
No, I'm not going to take a part.
Okay. So if you need help, let me know.
Yeah.
Everybody, this frame is very breakable, so be extra careful, just like you are with Jacob's ornament.
That's special to them.
And so having that same Santa in your picture at Bass Pro is so fun. I love going there. All right. The next person I have is Miss Hazel. Hazel, why don't you come tell us about your family's tradition?
Every Christmas year, we pass out sugar cookies to the persons that are in need.
You give sugar cookies to
Will you
people in
hold
need?
your recipe, face me, and hold your recipe? There we go.
Oh, that's awesome, Hazel. And how many cookies do you make? Do you know? So many? Oh my gosh. Wow, Hazel makes cookies for people in need. Isn't that awesome, guys? That's very close to yours, isn't it? That's right. This one is Wyatt's family's tradition.
Not mine.
This is Wyatt D's family's tradition. Wyatt, can you tell us about your family?
I don't know what it's called, but and I don't know why.
You want me to help? This is called a plaid shirt. So Wyatt's family are farmers. And a lot of times farmers will wear nice warm clothing like this in the winter because it's cold outside. And they work hard outside. And Wyatt's family has been farmers for a while. Is that right, Wyatt?
What do you like to do on the farm?
Where's my dogs and goats?
Dogs and your goats.
And Wyatt lives on a farm and has dogs and goats at his farm.
And horses.
So his family has been farmers for a while. That's awesome.
We already have 100 chickens.
And 100 chickens. That's a lot of chickens.
A lot of eggs.
Yeah, almost every day.
Do you want me to push your shirt down or you Okay. All right, everybody.
What do you
Make sure that be gentle with Wyatt's shirt. Don't pull on it. Don't be silly. Yep. All right, the next person, and if you end up with somebody's things,
I've got a few.
you got a few there. Okay.
You
We
stand
will
and
make
see.
sure your stuff gets there. Make sure that they go to Mrs. Atchison or to myself so that we can get it back. Zoe is next up. Miss Zoe, tell us about your family's tradition.
Every Christmas we make cookies, and sometimes Christmas we also do make Christmas for we make cookies and milk for Santa.
Oh, I love that.
I always do
And
that.
what's your favorite kind of cookie to give Santa?
My favorite kind of cookie is the Christmas cookie. I like both. I also just make these two, and then every morning we wake up and then we see bites out of it.
Santa's taking a few bites out of your cookies.
And then we also see a little bit, we see milk a little bit drink.
Does that happen at anybody else's house? If that happens at your house and you give Santa cookies and milk and some of it is missing or all of it's missing, give her a connection. That has happened at my house. I have fed reindeer before as well. And that's always missing. Or,
And it's not something on my plate.
do you want to pass around your cookie cutters? Okay, she's going to pass around her cookie cutters. Our next person is Kieran. Kieran, can you come up and tell us about your family? And I will ding the bell if you're going over your time, okay?
So, early on birthdays, I celebrate
And do you want me to read the card for you? Or do you want to read it? Kieran's mom sent a little note so that I could explain exactly what they do. So he's going to hold up these candles and this is my note. And Kieran's family, they relight birthday candles so that everyone has a chance to blow them out.
Yeah, we like when somebody blows it out, we relight them and then everybody else.
Isn't that awesome? He shares the love with everybody in his family. So not just the birthday kid, but everybody gets a chance to blow out candles at his house. Do you want to pass your candles around or do you want me to leave them up here? Okay. You guys can pass this around. Okay, let me see who's next. We have a lot of really good, fun traditions in this box. Remy is going to tell us about his family's tradition. All right. That's fine, and I'm going to give everybody that didn't bring an item a chance to talk, but that will have to be after specials. Okay, Remy, show us what you got. Oh, Remy, that's so awesome. And what country does your family celebrate that tradition from? Do you know? Is it Vietnam? Is it Vietnamese?
Or is it China?
Is it Taiwan?
Thailand?
Well, are you learning Vietnamese at home?
Japanese?
English. You do know how to speak English?
Just a couple words.
And you know what? Remy's also learning the language at home. His dad told us at conferences from his family's tradition. So this is kind of like Maya's tradition for New Year's. Remy's family uses these envelopes to give money. Do you want to pass it around or is it too special? Okay, you pass it around. It's the envelope kind of things. All right, Jacob Nelson, you are next. Jake. All right.
I put these on people's doorways when it's their birthday, and you give them breakfast instead.
Who wishes Jake would bring that to our house? Do a connection if you wish he would come to our house and make us breakfast in bed and put streamers on our doors. That would be so fun. Jake, that's a really fun tradition. Do you want to pass this around? And okay, you pass your stuff around.
My birthday's actually in 4 days.
But Naya, you are next, sir. Do you think that's
What I celebrate is
We'll do it after.
what I celebrate is when people graduate from high school. This is Angelo.
Okay, everybody, I can't hear Benaya, and if I can't, and I'm right next to him, I bet you can't if you're out there.
This is when Jay Angelo graduated. He went to a house, and I got 2 cars. This is him on a train, and this is him on a train. What he's wanting to be when he grows up is a firefighter.
Oh, that's so cool. And they celebrate graduation, which is a really big deal. That means that you have done a lot of work in your school. That's awesome, Anaya. I love it. And you do special pictures for the graduation, for the graduates. Thank you for sharing. Okay, everybody, we are going to break for just a little bit for specials. During snack time, we'll let the rest of you share about your traditions. There are a few more in my bag. And some of you didn't bring, you want to pass it out?
Do you want to pass around? You check in your.
All right, everybody, take a seat.
I did my book and I picked up my book and then
Have
I
a
there.
seat.
You look in here, there.
You can set them on your desk. You can wear them on your head. You can do just about whatever you feel like. But go to bed.
You can say.
Oh, wait, that wasn't very rhymey. I was trying to be like Dr. Seuss rhyme, but that was a bad rhyme. All right, everybody, come on in. And I want you guys to quietly enjoy your snacks. And guess what we're going to do now? No, we are going to keep going through our treasure chest over here and learn about some of our other friends' special traditions. But I'm going to have you guys just stay at your desk. And you know, we were passing them around before.
Yep.
Instead of doing that, since our hands are going to have snack food on them, I don't want anybody's stuff. I am going to set them out, and if you want to look at them but not touch, then you guys can do that after we're done, okay? Benaya, you want to go have a seat? Benaya's setting his out. He put his up here because his are pictures and they're smaller. If there's something bigger, I'll set it down here on the floor so it doesn't fall off of that, okay? Our next one comes from our friend Wyatt F. Wyatt F, would you like to come share with us about your family traditions?
Every single year, we make a chocolate
On a yes day. They have a yes day.
on a yes day, you can do anything except do something different. Like do something dangerous.
You can do anything you want on yes day except be dangerous. Does anybody else have yes day at home?
Yeah.
If you do, give them a connection.
Nope.
If you don't, if you're like me and you wish you did, say, ooh, I wish I had a yes day.
You only have a yes day if your birthday is on the school day.
So it's when your birthday's on a school day. That's an extra special tradition. All right, I'm going to use a magnet on yours because it's a little bit lighter so that we can leave it up here beside Benaya's. Thank you for sharing, Wyatt. All right, let's see who's next. I think we are down to one inside our treasure bag. And this one belongs to our friend, Miss Mila. You want to come show them, Mila,
There's a lot of pictures.
what your tradition is? Oh, you want to tell them about your gingerbread houses? Okay. So she wanted to share with everybody that these are special because her family makes the gingerbread themselves. And a lot of us make gingerbread houses with kids, but her family makes the gingerbread themselves, which gingerbread is a traditional cookie that people have made for years. And she brought this cute little gingerbread man.
Is it a cookie?
It is a type of cookie. Gingerbread is a type of cookie. It tastes kind of spicy. Would you say that's right? Kind of like cinnamon spice. And it's very tasty. And she's brought a picture of what they look like when she's all done. But she makes them homemade. And she wants you guys to see the cookie. I've taken it out of the bag, but don't touch it because they're very fragile, okay?
And you can eat it.
I'm going to set yours down here so that...
Eat it.
Can I put it down there?
Yeah,
On top of the bag like this? No, you may not eat her cookie. That wouldn't be very nice.
She doesn't.
And I'll set her picture beside it so you can look at it. And if anybody wants to look at these in just a minute, we will. Okay, so we had so many amazing treasures and traditions in our bag. And what I learned is that all of us celebrate things differently. But that a lot of us celebrate similar holidays or special occasions. Is Is there anybody that didn't bring an item at the blue table? I think you all brought an item. At the yellow table that didn't bring an item that wants to share. Gage, you want to share? No. Layla, do you want to share a tradition? No. Miss, did you want to? No. I know Sophia was going to share a tradition that you two share. If you want to stand up there with her while she shares it, you could, okay? Because I think Sophia asked if you would want to do that earlier. Does anybody at this table want to talk that didn't get a chance? Riaj does, and then Willow will. Okay, Riaj, you go first. Shall we let Willow go, and if you remember, you could go? Okay, come on up, Willow.
People instead of us, so and they only get good for Christmas and so we mostly all get good for
I love that tradition, Miss Willow. Does anybody else help other families at Christmas time? I know Hazel said she did. Did other people help? But not probably as much as your family is giving it to where they only get 2 presents. That's special.
But
Other days, yeah. Riaj, did you think of something you wanted to share? No? All right. I think that I know Sophia, you wanted to share something, right? And Miski is going to come up with Sophia and they're going to talk together.
So we don't celebrate any of the things that you got to. We celebrate a different kind. The one I'm going to talk about is Ramadan. And we give people presents and food and
And you fast. Can you tell the class what fasting is? Because some of them might not know what that means.
Oh, so you eat
Like
food
here.
Early in the morning when the sun has not even come up, you eat and then you sleep, and then the next day you don't eat anything except dinner, not even water you can drink.
They can't have any food or anything to drink the whole day
Except dinner.
until dinner time.
Or you open your fast with a date.
Oh, you open it with a date. You eat a date. And a date is a type of fruit, if you guys don't know what a date is. So that is amazing. Do you guys have anything else about Ramadan that you want to share?
We also sometimes have a party or something. Yeah.
That's awesome. And can you tell them what culture Ramadan is a part of? Islamic. So Sophia and Miss are Islamic, and they celebrate Ramadan. Ramadan is most like our Christmas, but it's kind of like Christmas combined with other holidays too for us. And so, do you celebrate Ramadan? Maya also celebrates Ramadan, girls. So she's saying that's a connection for her.
I do.
And you celebrate Ramadan too, Jacob? Okay. Yes, I do. Okay, everybody just make your connection if you do. Thank you, girls, for sharing about that. And, you know, that it's coming up pretty soon, too, right?
Well, yeah, like next year.
Yes, I was thinking it was coming up. So, all right, and did anybody at the pink table want to share that didn't get a chance to this?
I'll look at my calendar because I also have a calendar. My mom's family, we usually go to my grandpa's house and we stay up until midnight so we can open our presents.
Oh, I love that. So you open yours on like Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day at midnight, right? Oh, that's so fun. I love that. And I have a connection to you with that. So that is so amazing. We have such great traditions, and we all love to celebrate our families and being a part of a group. And so, guys, I'm going to read so that we can do this before we come back. I'm going to read a couple of things about the first Thanksgiving ever. And then when we come back, we're going to do some activities about that. And we're going to learn about the Yam Festival, which is something that they celebrate in a whole different part of the world. Yes. Would you like to go to your locker and grab your snack, Miss Willow? And you might be reading that because stuck in my pipe or something. All right. I'm going to read to you about the first Thanksgiving, and because a paper is in one of these social studies books up here, and I don't know exactly where it's at, I'm going to read to you from my computer. How's that? It is just going to be a little bit different than we were planning.
While she's pulling it up, I'll tell you our tradition.
Yes.
One thing that we do is we have a pickle ornament. It looks like a pickle, but it's an ornament, and it's the color green like the tree. And with my family, I got some connections here. And so somebody hides the pickle in the Christmas tree.
I do that.
And whoever can find it gets an extra gift.
Me too.
But then we keep doing it so that way everybody finally gets it.
I haven't done it, but I want to do that.
Right.
That
That does sound like a fun tradition.
I have done that.
Okay, everybody.
I do the book that.
What are we supposed to do if we have a connection? Give her the connection sign.
I did. I saw some this, and I even saw this. I
Oh,
told you they
they wanted to try it. I heard a lot of people doing a great job. So, okay, guys. So, Thanksgiving is our next national holiday. And Miss and Jay, can you guys please have a seat? Otherwise, you're going to miss some important information for when we come back in for recess. Okay. Why is Thanksgiving such an important day? The tradition started with the Pilgrims, the founders of America. The Pilgrims left Great Britain in 1620 to escape religious persecution. They wanted to start a new life in America and practice their religion freely. Because you can go to whatever church you want here in the United States. But guess what? There's some places in the world that do not let you. And at one point, England was a country that would not let you pick what religion you wanted to be. You had to be a member of the Church of England. Now you can, if you live in England, be a member of other churches, but back in the 1600s, that wasn't the case. About 100 men, women, and children left Britain on a small ship called the Mayflower. Their trip on the sea was very difficult, and many of them died. Then they arrived on the northeast coast of North America in December of 1620 and founded Plymouth. The area was wilderness. Moreover, it was almost winter, and they had neither home or food when they landed. They immediately built small wooden houses called cabins, yet it was too late to cultivate crops. And to make things worse, that winter was harsh and cold. Almost half of the Pilgrims died because their living conditions were very bad. Happily, though, they were not the only people living there. Indeed, when they arrived, the Native Americans had been living in this country for a very long time, especially a tribe called the Wampanoags. Not yet knowing that these new white people would massacre them later, they helped them survive during the long winter. In the spring, these Indians helped them, teaching them how to grow corn and other plants, how to breed animals, hunt, and live in the wilderness. Soon the Native Americans and the Pilgrims became friends. The Pilgrims worked hard, and the summer harvest was excellent. By November of 1621, everyone had food and a home. There was hope for the future. Governor William Bradford decided to celebrate with a dinner for the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. He wanted to give thanks to God that this was the first Thanksgiving dinner ever, and it lasted 3 days. Now I'm going to read to you from this book called The Feast. I'm not going to read the whole book because we don't have time. We want to go to recess. But this page is going to tell us what they did at the first Thanksgiving dinner. It's called The Feast. This is the feast the pilgrims prepared and welcomed the neighboring Indians who shared in singing and dancing a joyous 3 days of heartily feasting on mountains of maize. Maize is another word for corn.
We all have.
And puddings and codfish and lobsters and meat of deer and wild fowl, all roasted and sweet. And spread on a table of long wooden planks, then blessed with a prayer of heartwarming thanks. Are you listening? For the friendships and harvest and bountiful land that was seeded and weeded and reaped by their hands. Of our hardworking forefathers, daring and brave, seeking freedom of worship through wind and through wave. As they sailed on the Mayflower, plodding but strong, their sails filled with dreams and their journeys along. So this tells you about some of the foods that they ate. How many of you eat lobster on Thanksgiving Day? Oh, there's some lobster on Thanksgiving Day. That's good. Glad you guys are doing that. How many of you eat deer on Thanksgiving? I don't know about you guys. I eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes I eat ham.
If you eat turkey for Thanksgiving,
How many of you have codfish on Thanksgiving?
what is that?
It's a type of fish.
Ew.
Looks kind of like this. Do you eat codfish?
Whoa!
I get it. Yep, I'll bring the book around. You don't eat that?
No, I don't.
How about you guys? Do you eat this for Thanksgiving? Is this what you're eating?
I hate any kind of fish.
No, but I wish I would.
All right, everybody.
I wish I would.
You guys need to think about what you heard. And then we're going to line up and go to recess. The pink table, you may line up. You can leave it at your desk in case you want it to look at later. All right, I'm coming around with your graphic organizers. We've been practicing. What's that? You take one. And we've been practicing with graphic organizers a lot lately, haven't we, guys? Make sure everybody at your table has one in a pencil.
What's a graphic organizer?
All right, Diane and Hazel, is there a reason we're doing that? Dustin, head back to your table. Head back to your table. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Okay. Everybody, I think after recess, you know what's happening a lot at recess? A lot of us are coming back in with hurt feelings. And you know what we talked about inside this room? About how we need to treat each other with kindness. Do you think those rules still apply at recess? Do you know what may end up having to happen? I give you a structured recess where you have to do what I want to do. So I know that everybody's doing things nicely with their friends. We have to treat each other nicely in here and out there. And some of you don't have any problems being really nice to one another most of the time. And some of you have more troubles. But we have so many friends. Look around you. Everybody look up and give a big smile on your face. Look at all of these people. They all want a friend, need a friend, and would be your friend. Nobody in this room would not want that. Even Kieran, who's pretending he doesn't by giving us a big vitamin, but look at his eyes now. Those eyes say, I want a friend, and I will be a good friend. So when we're at recess, if we start feeling overwhelmed by our friends, And we need somebody to come and help talk through it. Let's do that before our emotions get way up here. Can I tell you how many friends I had come in crying today? Three. That was 3 from this recess. At the last recess, 2 different people came in crying. Is recess? Everybody tells me recess is their favorite time of day. But how is it your favorite time if everybody's coming in upset? We have to be kind to each other in here and out there, okay? It's none of anybody's business. If they want to talk about it, they'll do it not right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to be kind here and out there. And if we keep having people that come in with a lot of upsetness, Mrs. Garn's going to make you play games with me at recess for a couple of recesses. Because I want to make sure we're treating each other kindly. And if recess, our favorite time of day, everybody says it, is causing such big emotions, then I'm going to show you all how to treat each other kindly at recess by playing games with you, including everybody, and saying nice things to everybody. And we're going to show you some modeling of how recess should go. Okay, but that's enough about that.
Show now.
I don't know if it really is enough about that. We're going to watch a show, but we have to fill out this side of our graphic organizer. And you know what I heard when we were coming in? I heard somebody say, what is a graphic organizer, Mrs. Garden? And you know what? I've been using that word a lot this week. A graphic organizer just means it's a piece of paper that allows us to organize what we're thinking in our heads in an easy way. In this case, we call it a graphic organizer because look what's on here. Pictures, and another word for pictures is graphic. Yep, and on this side there's different pictures. Okay, who can tell me was at the
table.
So you're going to see your graphic organizer looks like
Yeah,
this.
put it away.
Hazel gave it to him.
Okay. Who was at the very first Thanksgiving? We read about it while we were having snack. Kieran, who was at the first Thanksgiving? Were you there in 1620? That was 400 years ago? No. So, who was there? We read about it in our passage when I was carrying my computer around and in our book. Does anybody remember what we called them? What? We call them pilgrims. I heard Sophia. So the who? Your first box right here. Right here. On your graphic organizer. I want you to write the word pilgrims were there. And I'm spelling pilgrims right here. There was another group that they invited, and the reason they invited them was because this group of people taught them how to hunt, how to fish, and how to grow crops in America.
Indian.
We sometimes call them Indians, but because there's also in India, we have started calling them Native Americans. And I'm going to write the word Native Americans up here. So I want in your box, your first box, your who was their box, I want you to write both of these words. And see how big my handwriting is? What happens if yours goes over in the other box a little bit? That's okay. This is what you do. Or that's what I do.
I want it at the bottom.
That works too. So who was at the first Thanksgiving is Pilgrims and Native Americans.
But I
That's
want
right.
pilgrims at the bottom.
Our next piece was what food did they eat? Jacob
I
W.
wanted the pilgrims at the bottom.
You wrote Pilgrims at the bottom. Okay. The next box says food. That starts with an F. Can everybody point to the word food? Okay. Who can tell me some of the food that we heard that they ate? It was different than what we eat. Hazel. They ate fish. Yep. And 2 kinds of fish that they said that they ate specifically was codfish and lobster. Karen, do you have another thing that they ate by any chance? They ate fish. What else? You seemed really excited about this one.
Fish sticks.
Fish sticks. They did not probably have fish sticks, but they did have codfish. And
Lobster.
Reed was also excited to hear that the Native Americans ate this because Reed's dad goes hunting and catches these. What is it, Reed?
Deer.
Deer. They had deer. Lobster was on their menu too, and I just am putting that under fish so we don't have to write all the kinds of fish. But if you want to write lobster, sound it out and put lobster in that box. Here's deer. Everybody should at this point have Pilgrims, Native Americans, fish, and deer.
Instead of I-L, you just have to spell Reed's name
This one?
backwards.
It is an I. I'm sorry, when my S took over.
It's easy to spell deer because you all you have to do is remember that.
Right? Reed deer. All right. Anybody else got something that they ate there? White F?
Cookies.
They had turkey, that's right.
There you go.
And guess what? They also had fruits and vegetables. Does anybody know of a type of fruit that they had? How about a type of vegetable? Zoe. They had beans, that's right, Zoe. So, okay, we put 4 up here. They had cranberries, they had maize, which is a thing you make out of corn. They had corn, they had pumpkins. So there are lots of different kinds. If you don't want to write everything in this box, that's okay. But put at least 2. Okay, and the last thing that we did is I want to know what kind of activities they did. Does anybody know what activities they did?
Hunting.
They did go hunting to get ready for the meal. The Native Americans hunted and brought the deer to the meal. You are right, Reed. And when they all gathered together, what did they say to one another? And we call it Thanksgiving because of this word. They said,
Wait, is the T an H?
thanks. You guys.
Is it a T or H?
Where? Here?
No, right there.
This? It's a T and an I. What? My G took over in that case.
No, the T.
Okay. So they went hunting, they gave thanks. I was reading, you guys, in Mrs. Autry's book, one of Mrs. Autry's books, that they played games, like yard games. Like I like to play yard games sometimes with some of the friends at recess, and we play things like Duck, Duck, Goose or Red Light, Green Light. They played yard games kind of like those at the first Thanksgiving.
I didn't.
How long did the first Thanksgiving last? Does anybody remember?
No. 3 days.
3 days. So we could put an activity was 3-day feast. And I'm gonna put 3 days like that. Okay. The next column right here says my Thanksgiving. I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes. I want you to write who's gonna be at your Thanksgiving. I want you to write something you're gonna eat at Thanksgiving. And I want you to say one activity you do. Everybody turn to your table partner and tell them who, tell them what you're going to do, and tell them what you're going to eat. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to brainstorm out loud. Ready, go. Sophia, do you have a question?
No, your table partner.
Yes.
Your table
If you don't know, just talk about what you did last year. Who was there and what you did. Oh, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving? Okay, why don't you do instead, scratch out Thanksgiving and put my holiday, Ramadan for us instead, okay?
How do you do grandma?
Grandma.
Just scribble like this.
If anybody has something they want me to spell, just let me know. And that was grandpa. Grandma is this way.
And And then for
This is
food,
who's gonna be at
deer.
Thanksgiving.
I'm not
This one right here is gonna be who's at your Thanksgiving.
this.
The next one down is what you're gonna eat, and the last one's what you're gonna
We
do.
do a contest who can do the best back and going. No.
Okay, well, you guys gonna be with you.
I don't know exactly.
Yep, things you're gonna eat goes
And
there.
you get to eat, and
Yeah,
whoever loses gets to
Okay,
eat
I'm
that
sorry.
part of the.
I am not ready to move on. You guys may, if you have done talking about the neighbors, I'm gonna start a timer. You don't have to be done.
No, I said they have to. I know they have to sit. They have to sit. Eat them.
Do you watch football? Do you watch the parade? Do you help your mom cook? Do you sleep in late? Do you hang out with your brothers
What about grandpa?
or sisters?
Wait.
Do you tell your mom good morning? Or do you tell people happy Thanksgiving? No?
I haven't never done it. Activity. I've only done it.
Okay. Then just put, I don't do anything. I just stay
Maybe
in my
your
chair.
activity is eat.
Right. Maybe your activities eat. Or I sit in my room because I don't even eat.
Well, my grandpa. I just play.
Yeah. So
Dad.
activity is just like things you do. You do eat.
Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, we'll go write it down. Okay, everybody, I'm going to set the timer. 2 minutes to finish writing.
Alright, write it down. What do you do?
Okay.
Everyone,
Same as
Hazel wanted to know how to write pie. This is the word pie. If you eat pie, it is up here. And grandpa's is also
What
going to be
about
up
grandma?
there. Grandma is already up there.
It's on the top. Grandpa. Grandpa
And then grandpa's, 2 of them, is spelled up there. This one right here is pie, Hazel. So you can write that.
It's like you're writing with Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have about 1.5 more minutes. You have the word turkey is on the board. You have the word pie on the board. If anybody needs me to spell other things, turkey's already been written under the food for the first Thanksgiving.
Oh, you don't have enough of this. And I don't write
Okay, can you write rice? And I don't want me to write either of those up there. It's up there under the first Thanksgiving food. It starts with a T.
That's because you
But your family serves turkey? I would love it if you wrote rice up there. Rice down 2. Do you want me to spell that for you? Spelling what? Noodles? Okay. Come here.
what happened to yours?
My broke.
Yeah, here you need to write 2 P's
And you can use the
and
other.
both of them. So 2, 1. And all of these you only have to write one thing. All right. We have 30 more seconds, and then I want you to finish up. So here we have. How many do you want? I want 2 in this box, which are already up here. I want 2 in this box. There are 4 here to choose from. I want at least 1 in this box. There are 3 to choose from. I want 1 thing in each of these boxes.
On your fist.
Is activities, things you like to do on Thanksgiving Day. So you can watch the parade or play games and make cards. I can write names.
Or an activity.
Somersaults. You can just ask me to
What's an activity that you do? Like something that you play or
somersaults.
That's the big one.
What is the big one?
So we like to green bean casserole. So that's a big word. And so it's 2 words. I know that it might not look like it because it's close to that line, but it is cheaper.
You do gifts.
All right. Okay, everybody. This is excellent.
Where's the other end of your pencil?
I pushed that video on that jump drive. It's just yes. Can you put it up since my email's not getting to you for some reason?
Why is it not here?
Wyatt, do you have stuff?
After lunch on this.
Okay. Do you have another one you can use?
We only have 2 more.
Okay, we'll use one. You have 2 more?
Yeah, 2 or 1.
I think you're done.
No, we have 3.
How do you spell
Okay, because can it go in here?
Not in that one. Yeah.
Mrs. Garden,
It doesn't look like it's in
how does it say how do you spell backflip competition?
What kind of competition is that?
Well, I bet you can spell that.
We haven't done the back.
You guys, I'm going to have you actually make sure your name's on these because I want you to turn them in so I can read it after Thanksgiving. Okay, everybody.
What's the last one?
The last one is activities that you do. Something you do.
We'll have a very normal day.
Like watch the parade or
I thought we were going to do the back.
This
We
Black
are.
Friday, do you want a TV?
This Friday, you want a TV?
Okay, now we're going to learn about another harvest festival called the Yam Festival. And the Yam Festival takes place in Africa.
We can't see now.
We're going to watch a video so we can do this side. And then I will lift that back up after the video's over.
We cannot see it. You cannot kind of see it now. It's right here.
We are ready. All right.
Let me get it. Yeah, I can. I didn't know it was
All right, we're going to watch about the Yam Festival.
Guys, it's time to watch the Yam Festival.
It's only 3 minutes and then we'll go through that really fast.
I remember very vividly when I was a little boy, going to the chief's house, when the hot yam is boiled, right from the pot straight to some plate. Everybody will have to take a piece of the yam, red hot.
The Yam Festival of the Chiefs and People of Asogli is a yearly affair or annual festival.
We celebrate Yam Festival first and foremost to bring families together, then also to portray our rich culture, thirdly to celebrate farmers, especially yam cultivating farmers.
We are so happy this afternoon to see you.
Yam is a food which can take you a whole year up to the time of
Do you see these on his head? That's a yam.
Our forefathers are farmers and they cultivate yam. So it's not easy to farm. So we set a day aside to bring the yam from farm to town.
From the beginning till the end, it is labor intensive.
The history shows that our forefathers celebrated this to bring unity and peace within themselves, to come together and share ideas.
It's a time of merrymaking, it's a time of dancing, it's a time of joy.
by doing this, it brings peace, unity, and love.
It depicts the cultural heritage of the people of the land.
That is the time that you see everybody together. That is unity.
We are trying to preserve nature and to preserve our tradition and culture. Personally, and on behalf of the state, I am inviting everybody for the next celebration, which is in August and September, to celebrate with us.
Okay, so everybody, in the United States, we celebrate Thanksgiving. And Canada also celebrates Thanksgiving. But in other parts of the world, they celebrate harvest. And Thanksgiving was originally a harvest festival. In Korea, they celebrate a thing called Choseok. In Germany, it's called Erntedankfest. And in Barbados, it's called the Crop Overfest. But we just learned that in Ghana, it is called the Yam Festival. So turn your paper over so it looks like this. Anybody, who can tell me who goes to the festival? Who, Hazel, was there?
My mom and my dad, because they can't go with that.
Right. I don't think that your mom and dad were at the Yam Festival in the video. But maybe they were, and I just didn't see them in that video. Maybe they've been and they really enjoy it. You know who I saw in the video? All the people from town. Everybody in the whole community came together, kind of like we do at Old Settlers Day. Yep, it's a whole community celebration. It's not just for their family, the whole town does it.
Or like 4th of July.
Like
when
4th
we
of
all
July.
Come and watch the fireworks.
At the fireworks display. Karen, I have not asked anybody to get out of their seats. We are working on this side, and yours is not going to be done if you are not sitting at your seat. So in this box that says who, Mila, could you turn the lights on, please? I want you to write the whole town. And that is right here, whole town. And the first box, right here, says who. Who's there? The whole town. The whole town comes to it. Right here. It's right here for you. Have you gotten greeting casserole done? Reed, are you done with competition?
No.
Okay.
What competition?
He does a backflip competition and he needed me to spell that for him earlier. So I left that on there for Thanksgiving. Did anybody notice what kinds of clothes they were wearing?
They're wearing like towel kind of things that go around them, but don't cover their like,
Wait, how can we do that?
half of their arms. It's fun.
Would you consider, do you think that's like their everyday clothes that they wear? Or do you think it's special clothes? So I'm going to write the word fancy in the word clothing. So you need to write the word fancy.
And where?
We need bus riders and daycare riders to the gym at this time, please.
Under
Bus
the
riders
word
and daycare
clothing.
riders, please walk to the gym and have a great evening.
Have a great evening if you are a bus rider.
And
And
daycare rider.
if you are going to aftercare, Mila, you can stay until we're done if you want, or you can go. What food did they serve? Everybody. Yam, I heard it. Yam.
This is after he said it.
Mrs. Atchison said it. When I said everybody, she's the only one that responded.
No, I said it.
Oh, you said it too? Okay. And did anybody see an activity? What?
I saw the
You saw some guns? Okay, I don't remember guns, but I saw dancing.
Yeah, golden guns.
Okay.
I saw drum.
You saw dancing and drums.
Jacob, your sister.
Go wait till we're done learning.
Under clothing, they wore their fancy clothing. Yep. We are almost done, friends. It will be like 2 more seconds. I saw dancing and parades. Did anybody else see the parade? And a lot of eating. I saw lots of eating.
Where do we write all of those words?
Okay. Whole town under who? Clothing is the word fancy is clothing. Whole town. And then yams is what they ate. That goes under here. And then you only have to pick one of these other words that go under activity. Once you have that done, put your name on it. So, whole town, who? Right here. Fancy clothing. Food is yam. And pick one of these to write under activity. Awesome. Put your name on it, turn it in, and then get ready to go. All right, so everybody, we celebrate Thanksgiving. It was a traditional holiday from back in the 1600s, and Thanksgiving is celebrated, or harvest is celebrated around the world with the Yam Festival. When you are done. No, I have to record all hour and a half of this social studies.
But you recorded it while we were out.
I turned it off. And then I turned it back on. But I did record my speech about how we got to treat each other better at recess. Maybe I'll turn that into my teacher. I think I should crop that out.
Mr. Brown.
Yay!
You look ready. And you're right. And Mr. Perkins, when you are ready.
Oh, great job. Can you write this?
Class.
While you wait for your
So we
sister?
have a tradition